A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we are going to read a story, and the name of the unit is Understanding Physical Well-Being. This is the name of the unit, and inside this unit we are going to read one story. Look at this picture and try to figure out what is happening. What is the boy doing? And what is he dreaming about? Have you ever seen a dream? What did you see in your dream? We'll have to read the story to find out what the boy was dreaming about. The title of the unit is A Dream That Brought a Big Change. What do you think the person saw in the dream that brought a change? Was the change just in his life, or was the change somewhere around him? So what kind of change happened? Just think of all the ideas that come to your mind. What can be the change? And what can be in the dream? Before we begin, there are some more questions that I want to ask. How choosy are you in food? Are you choosy or you're not choosy? What can be the consequences of being choosy with food? What can happen? What can be the result? If we avoid eating some foods and like eating others, when we eat too much of one kind of food and then we do not eat another kind of food, what happens? We can become obese, or we can become very skinny. We can develop deficiencies which can result in diseases. So there can be several negative consequences of not eating some of the foods, some of the important foods. So being choosy with food is not such a good idea. Let's study some ahadith. The Prophet never criticized any food he was invited to, but he used to eat if he liked the food and leave it if he disliked. So this was his regular way. He would never criticize food. And of course, if he never criticized food, then we should all also do the same. And we should stop criticizing food. If we don't like something, we should quietly leave it, rather than criticizing and picking at it. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, a Muslim eats in one intestine. He is satisfied with a little food, while an unbeliever eats in 7 intestines. That means that he eats a lot. So, this hadith tells us that we should have a balance. Neither should we eat too much food, nor should we eat too little. So, we should have a balance. So, balanced diet is extremely important for our physical well-being. Let's start the story and see what happened in the story. A dream that brought a big change. Kamal was standing at the railway station. All his classmates were getting on the train. They were laughing and waving at him as the train left the station. Kamal waved back at them, but he was crying. The doctor at the school had said that Kamal was weak and unhealthy. He should not be allowed to go to Lahore, Islamabad and Murree with his classmates. So, who is the main character of the story? What is his name? His name is Kamal. So at the start of a story, the main character has been introduced to us. So the main character of the story is Kamal. And where is Kamal? He is at the railway station. And what is happening? What seems to be the problem? The problem is that all his friends are going to Lahore, Islamabad and Murree, and the doctor has prohibited him to go with them because of his weak health. What do you think is the reason? Why do you think he is weak? Why do you think he is unhealthy? Yes, probably he is choosy with food. What's wrong with me? He had asked the doctor. You're weak. You will not be able to walk long distances and climb hills, replied the doctor. But I always walk to school, said Kamal. Now Kamal is trying to persuade the doctor to let him go. And the doctor is explaining to him why he had decided not to let him go to Lahore and other places. Yes, said the doctor, but your house is near the school. Besides, you have a bad cough and sometimes you have fever. How can you walk long distances and carry your bags and other things when you're not well? But why am I weak and sick? Why are all the other boys well? Asked Kamal. Your friends Yusuf and Ejaz are also not healthy. They will also not be allowed to go, said the doctor. Please tell me, what should I do to be well and healthy, said Kamal. Now he understood that being weak and healthy is a problem and he needs to change his habits. So he requested the doctor to explain to him what he needs to do to become healthy. You should take proper food. You should do physical exercise. You should sleep early and wake up early. You should not eat too many sweets or pan or chalia. Instead, you should eat fruits and vegetables. You should also take a bath daily and wash your hands before every meal. Also wash the fruits and vegetables before you eat them, said the doctor. Please let me go to Murree. I will do what you tell me. Please let me go. Please, 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 cried Kamal. Now, when no other tactic worked, he started crying and he started begging that please let me go. In the first paragraph, the doctor is advising Kamal, and you can see that in each of the sentences, the doctor has used the word should. You should take proper food. You should do physical exercise. You should sleep early and wake up early. You should not eat too many sweets or pan or chalia. Instead, you should eat fruits and vegetables. You should also take a bath daily and wash your hands before every meal. Also wash the fruits and vegetables before you eat them. See, every sentence has should in it. We use should to give advice or suggestions. So the doctor was giving him this advice that he should be doing all these things to become healthy. This part of the story is the climax. In the beginning, we were given the background where the boy Kamal, who is the main character, is at the station and all his friends are going to Murree and Lahore and Islamabad, whereas he is prohibited from going to that place. So that's the background. Then we see that how the decision of the doctor is affected Kamal, and how did Kamal beg the doctor to let him go, although he asked him to give him advice also to become healthy, but he is begging in the end. So this is the climax of the story, the highest point of action. This is when the problem reaches a high point. So this is the climax. And now we will see that how the problem is solved and how the story ends. Kamal, wake up. Why are you crying? Did you have a bad dream? Kamal's mother was shaking him. Kamal opened his eyes and looked at his mother. Then he quickly got out of the bed and said, "Mother, I will eat whatever food you give me. I know that you always tell me to eat proper food, but I never listen to you. From today, I will have everything, milk, fish, meat, vegetables and fruits, because I want to be healthy. I will not eat too many sweets and pan and chalia, because these things make us sick and unhealthy." See, so he was dreaming about all those things, and when he woke up, he realized that he is becoming weak because he is being choosy with food. So he told his mother that I'm going to eat all the healthful things. "I'm happy to hear this," said his mother. Go brush your teeth, wash your hands and face, then come and have breakfast." "Yes, mother, and I will also take a bath every day before going to bed, because if we remain clean, we will not fall sick," said Kamal. "And I will also play outside with my friends after I finish my homework, because physical exercise is good for health, mother," said Kamal. "Yes, my son," she said. Now the things that she had been telling him, she is hearing all that from him, so she is really happy. That's why she is saying, "Yes, my son." She is glad to hear all the good things out of his son's mouth. "Yes, my son," she said. "And," continued Kamal, "I will not watch too much television, but will go to bed early, because I want to be fresh and active when I wake up in the morning for school." Kamal's mother was very surprised when she heard him say all these things. She did not know what had brought about this change, but she was very happy that he was now going to change his lifestyle in order to become a strong and healthy boy. So she was really glad. Now we see over here that the story ended with a change in the main character's personality. So he had taken a good decision, and he's now going to eat healthy food to become a healthy and strong person. And as a result, people around him, like his mother, she is happy to hear his good decision, right? So this is how the story has ended. Now, this is a task for you. Make a web of all the healthy habits that Kamal will adopt to become a physically strong boy. So there are some suggestions that the doctor gave, and there are some decisions that he has made himself. So what are the things that he's going to change in his life to become physically strong? And then you have to make another web of ideas to stay spiritually healthy, because a good human being is not only physically healthy, he is spiritually healthy too. So what are different things that he can do? He can read Quran, he can read a hadith every day, he can offer his salah regularly, and he can do charity, he can do other good deeds to become spiritually strong as well. After that, write an essay in which you advise readers on how to be healthy physically as well as spiritually. So first you will give your opinion that being healthy means being physically as well as spiritually healthy. And then you're going to write the suggestions as examples and evidences. And then in the end, you will conclude. So that's how your essay or your composition will be completed. Jazakallah. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.